back, yeah, they had their doubts. From the LCQ, they were counting me out. But the light turned green and I cleared the room. Climbing super fast like a rocket to the moon. From the bottom of the grid to the highest view. The checker flag, won the lead 2K final 2. My DRA is soaring, breaking through the ceiling, leaving every rival with a losing feeling. King of data points, I'm just a living machine. Every single lap is flawless, tactical and clean. I don't need a gut feel, I just read the code, analyzing telemetry on every stretch of road. Input, output, perfect line. B-Jones processing ahead of time.
Oops. Have to turn that on. My mic.
trying some stuff and it's not working. Damn it. Not working. That's a penalty. What the heck is going on here? Something doesn't feel right. Where's, yeah, traction control 0. So I did some testing at a different track for the power range, and it was not really scientific. I tend to shift at the 100% rev bar, just kind of as a general rule. If I'm saving fuel, I shift a little bit lower. But so specific to your question, I didn't find a whole lot of power gain by revving it up to the actual red line, so all the way out to 8,000. But the fuel savings was pretty significant. It may not be such a thing to worry about with fuel at 2 instead of 3 or 4, but that's kind of what I'm trying to figure out. Something doesn't feel right here. Actually, here, let me check something out. Oh, I can't check it out while I'm driving. Let's see. I need to go back and look at my other Yaz session. That's terrible. Can I just delete that? No? Okay. Let's see. Yaz Marina 296. I'll pull up my sector times. Okay, yeah, so 24/7, actually like a 24/6 is really good for the first sector. And I should be in the low to mid, like a 54.3 or 4 is what's good for me. Okay, so let's go back. Oh, let's go. Alright, 24.6 for sector. Yeah, something's not feeling right. I wonder if it's... I do have a bit of a headwind there. Felt a little better. Must just be me. Must just be off. Alas. What do you use for a brake balance, Mustard? Damn it. I did not have any luck with any negative brake balance at Fuji. Huh. Come on, 24/7. Kept trying to downshift there. Coming out of that corner too slow. Should be at 148 back there at the asphalt change. Too deep. Something I'm doing is really inconsistent. Are you coming to practice, Mustard? Are you able to? No idea if anybody else is going to show up. Oops, wrong way. No. I'm probably only going for about another hour and a half. Oh, I said minus, I don't know what brake balance I said earlier, but I tried +1 and +2 of Fuji, and I was not handling that well. Can't remember what I did for Grover's event here last. Something's just not feeling right. Tires aren't that hot. Come on. Nope. Penalty. I need to get a little bit of throttle steer in the middle of the chicane to get a better point out of the exit, but not too much throttle steer. See, something's not feeling, something's way off for me tonight. Oops, I don't want any fuel. Yeah, something's not feeling right to me tonight. I don't know what's going on. I don't think the mechanic set up the car right. Yeah, shady shade tree mechanic. Yeah, one of them guys from Toto's crew or something. Well, mostly. Turned in too early. You've been trying -2, so you've been trying to brake balance to the front. I did like the braking oversteer at Fuji. With the minus brake balance. So I should be going 60 over that bump. But it was just a little bit inconsistent for me at Fuji. I need to come out of there second? That doesn't seem right to come out of there second with that low of a speed. But I know I should be going 60 when I hit that bump. Yeah, see, that's where I think I should be at. Hey, Jones. Hey, Jones, are you A yet? Did you get it? Is that why you're over here? That's what I was doing wrong there. So I'm looking at about 4.5% per lap. Go. There we go. That's closer. Bad exit, but that's closer to the right speed. Alright, 24/7, that's a lot better. That was a good exit. It's almost like I gotta go like I just need better throttle control. That was nice. Nobody needs to know. Sigh. So many mistakes in there. .4.2 is a hell of a lap. Punto. I think my best was a 54. I have to go back and look at my logs. I'd love to say I had 54.3, and I don't think I'm lying. Boo. Also boo. Oh, that's right. We did do this last season. I need to see if I can find that log. Terrible. Turned in too soon. to do something different there. Do I grab second gear right as it starts to? Let me try that out. Okay, so maybe I lift for just a tiny bit longer there. 24.6, there we go. Oops. Yeah, stay lifted for just a tiny bit longer. Terrible entry angle. No, I'm losing like easily a half second right through here. Ooh. .48. So I'm having a pretty good exit. Okay, but a 60-mile-an-hour exit doesn't make a freaking difference if I can't get my exit angle correct. pretty good. Wasn't quite as good as it could be. What are you doing, car? Beep beep. Interesting. That felt pretty good. I didn't. That's what I want to see. Now, how do I make that happen? Turn the wheel more. Turn the wheel more. Close. See, that doesn't even look right. Do I turn in later? Turn in later. Yeah? So what does my speed need to be to turn in later and still make that? Okay, I like that shape a little bit better. Gives me a better exit. Damn it. Whoop, boop. A little slow on the exit. should be 145. That was not. Okay. Smooth exit. Transition from throttle to brake. Turned in too early again. Chronically turned it in too early. Yeah, I just gotta figure it out, man. Oops. I'm gonna have to look at the data. I know what my fuel usage is per lap. I just need to figure out what my tires are gonna be. So yes, just a tiny bit too early. And I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. So I leave you to enjoy this. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So this is showing me that my record is 54.6. Where's that? I shouldn't have paid attention to that. think there's like half an hour to gain just in that. Hmm. Where's my 54.6? .7, 54.699, 54.660. Optimal lap was a 54.4. So what am I doing? I'm braking too early? Braked 4 meters earlier. Entry speed was 5 miles an hour slower. Apex. Yeah, so I lose a half a second just in that corner. On this, hold on this lap, my sector 1 time was 24.4. My sector 1 time on my fastest lap is a 24.4. Oh, I can see it. I wish, you know what? Maybe I can show you. Hold on. Aha. What am I doing driving? So you can see down here where I'm losing the gain in time. And this sector right here is the worst. So I'm braking 4 meters earlier. I'm trailing off the brakes before he is. So he's down to 75 before he starts letting off the brake. I was at 90. No, I was at, geez. I started trailing off way too soon there. And then, so look at the line too. Look at how straight that line is. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. He's at 42. He's at 49. He's at 55, and I'm at 51. Oh, he is getting second gear there, and lifting. Yeah, so by the time I hit here, I've lost 3.5 tenths. And then I actually gain a little bit of time there, but with a terrible entrance, that time gain doesn't mean anything, you know? And then here, braking 15 meters later, let's see, is that the timing? That might be the timing marker. So he's braking right at the timing marker. Okay, so I'm losing all my time at the exit though. Yeah, because he's 2 miles an hour faster there. He's going so wide though. Oof. It's a two. I assume it's a 296. I really believe. So I can come over here, and I can see all these names here that are faster than me. Farouk. Farouk's the only name that I recognize there. So these are all the names that are faster than me. And then I also have some pro laps that I can compare, but none of these are. I do have the 992, which is kind of close enough. So 52.7, 52.2, 52.5, 52.9, 52.9. So 52.2 from Manny. So let's just look at that real quick. It's a close enough car to make that kind of a comparison. So what's my, so I'm 2.5 seconds slower. My sector 1, not terrible, or not sector, but Coach Dave Delta cost money. If you go to Digit's website, I forget how you get to the link, but if you follow the link, it's 50% off, and it's like $50 for the year. Yeah, so not terrible here. My line is not correct on the entrance, but my exit's not too bad. So how much time do I lose there? Oh, 0.3. So 0.16. Yeah, braking zone. And then here's the, I mean, look at this. I'm on the brakes, and who was this? Manny Rodriguez is still on the gas. Look at that, 17 meters earlier than the reference. Average braking force was 19% lower. Okay, so we're at the same speed there, but look at my brake trail off. I'm already trailing off the brake, but I'm still going straight. There's no reason for me to have trailed off the brake there. He's at 38.7, I'm at 39.7. 37. So they're they're not getting a wide corner shape. He's just carrying speed. Like speed up right there. Letting off. He's already at 54. Okay, a little goose of the throttle. He's at 57. And then he's already 2.5 miles an hour faster than me. Just at the exit. Yes, there is a way. I'd have to end the end the thing to go check it out. Okay, I'm gonna brake later at the chicane. I'm gonna brake longer at the chicane. I have to figure this out. Felt fast. That is fast. That is a lot faster. Ooh. Penalty. Not a great exit. I'm not using all the braking power available to me. I'm trailing off too quickly. an hour across the finish line. That's pretty good. Bad entry angle. Well, that is an interesting question. What am I? Pushing limits or fast as you can safely. Pushing my limits of my skill. Right? I mean, it just makes sense, right? 54, 660, 54, 600. Let's look at this one too. See what I can figure out. What was I looking at, Manny? 52.2. So look. Right there's the gas. So he's right after the bump. I need to turn the wheel more. I need to turn the wheel more. I need to turn the wheel more right here. Get this straighter line. And then I can be carrying more speed. See, because I'm at 51, he's at 56 already. So accelerate. Yeah, accelerate. Lift. Get over the bump. And go. Okay, he's in second gear also, but that's not a fantastic. Let me do this. Let me go find, let's see, 54.6. Let's look at 52.9. Okay, so he's exiting in first also. He's at 56 over the bump. Wow. So look, so this dude's lap is a 52.9. My lap is a 54.6. And right here, I'm dead even with him. Like, I lost 0.05, gained 0.3, gained 0.3. So my first sector, all the way up until the chicane, I'm freaking nailing it. Yeah, I wish, is he out there? That's just a mistake. Warm-up lap. $70, 69. That's about what it should be through there. 70. All right, see what we got. A little wide, bad exit. 102 across the line. Bad corner. That's gonna be like a 25.9 first sector. Or 24.9 is what I meant. But it wasn't. Something. It's also hard to know if all of his telemetry is coming through to me correctly. Yeah, I don't think we're seeing all the information correctly here. We'll find out with his lap time. If it's a 56 or a 57, then it was just a bum lap. But it wasn't, it was 54.9. Yeah, so we're not seeing everything correctly from him. .4.5. Yeah, see, that's what I'm looking for. That shape. Unfortunately, he got a penalty. So that's what I think. That's what I think it should look like. But that's not what. That's not what this is telling me. All of these fast corner shapes. Here. All of these fast corner shapes through here are turning in a little bit more. Getting a little bit tighter. Probably straddling that bump. Okay. $10 miles an hour faster right there, the reference. 5 miles an hour faster there. And then only 2 miles an hour faster. But that whole sequence, I lost 7/10 of a second. Oh, almost 8/10 of a second through that whole sequence. Okay, he left. .40, 57 mid corner, 57 across the bump, and go. At the bump, turn tighter, release the brakes, turn tighter. 40. See, if I have more speed, that means I have more downforce, which means I can get on the accelerator just a tiny bit more too. I was going a lot faster there. Ooh, fourth is the trick there. Get some throttle steer. Turn the wheel more. Turn the wheel more. Turn the... It's all right. So I was going so much faster there. I was going so much faster there. Effed up all of my points. Yeah. Starting to feel some limits too. I could feel it in my wheel. Whoa. That was on the edge of losing control. I was going so fast into that I couldn't even get down to first the way that I wanted to. Okay, so I've got to change that braking point. I have to. I've got to brake before that line. Dude, I'm... for all of it, ever. don't know, man. I really don't know. I've got to get that nose. I got to get that nose pointed back at that freaking hump. Let's go. Tires got dirty. coming, drones? Okay, so 31 laps. Let's get my oh yeah, dude, that was come on, man. Let's do a couple laps. I planned on shutting down at 8, so let's do like 20. Let's do like another 15 or 20 minutes. Let's go to my 8:30, another 25 minutes. Do you want to get on a Discord call? Do you want to just run laps on your own? Oh. OCWVE0. Let's see, 296 Yaz. This was... Which race was this? 3x. That was... What race was this? Race medium, race soft. Let's copy this. Let's just duplicate. WERA S2, yeah, it's 296. Fuel is 2, tires are 4. Oh, that was Grover's. Well, let's go ahead and do a voice call. Let me know when you're ready to receive a Discord call, and that way I can tell you things that I see and things that I know, and you can find out if it works for you. How about that? So let's see. What's 18? Divided by 3 times 4. I don't think that's what I want to do. No. How do I want to do this? Times 3 divided by 4. So 13. So let's start on race mediums 13. Race mediums 13. Race softs 5. Fuel efficiencies. What am I feeling? Yeah, give me a note here in the chat when you're ready. I'm gonna do a little thing with the stuff here. I know what I'm talking about. Data. 4.6, 4.6, 4.7. So let's go with a 4.6. 4.6 fuel usage. 4.6, 4.6, and 4.6. So now what does my fuel look like? Am I using the right one? I am. Okay, so 60, so that makes sense. $13, $12, $6. $13, $12, $6. That makes sense. No, my fuel time is not 33. It is. Target fuel minus this divided by 3. This one is, so that's wrong, so that needs to be S81. Target fuel is 30. My resulting fuel is that. So, yeah, okay, so that's going to be that. Oh, you're out there. Okay. All right, I'm gonna call you in a few seconds. Get to a spot when you're ready. All right, I'm calling you. I don't know what the delay is, so I'm calling you right. Okay. Can you hear me? Hold on. Hold on. There we go. Now I can hear you. Okay. Okay, and if it matters to you, you're on hards. How about we do the thing like LED does, where we kind of drive the track a little bit? Oh, can you hear me? Can you hear me? I don't think you can hear me. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Test, test, test. Test, test, test. I'm talking to you. Talking, talking, talking. Talking, talking, talking. Okay, you can hear me now? I also don't know if it could be some settings on my side. Test, test, test. I can hear you. I can hear you. Hello? Hello? Hello, hello, hello? So, test, test, test. Test, test, test. I'm not even muting. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Really? Yes. Yes, I can. Okay, so what I was asking was, how about we do like Led does and go out and run a lap together. Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, who knows why that wasn't working, you know? Technologia. Yeah. There you are. Honk, 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 honk. Oh. How about meow? You know what? Maybe there was some problems with USB devices, eh? All right. So just follow me around as I go through. I understand there's a delay. As we go through this, I know there's going to be a delay, but I'll just say things, and hopefully we're going slow enough that you can catch them. So I'm just going to be in like first or second gear through the track and just kind of talk through what I look at. So as I'm coming up to here, I'm looking for this line up here. So right here, this timing line, and then I'm going to start braking kind of straight, and I'm coming out just a little bit wide, slowing down, slowing down, slowing down, a little trail braking to right about here, 70 miles an hour, and then I'm back on the gas. Okay. I'm coming out a little wide. All right, what I want to do here is just maybe just graze this rumble strip. Left tires on this rumble strip. Straighten the wheel brake. Come in. Set up wide as I can for this turn. Lift a little bit. Get on this rumble strip. Lift a little bit. That's going to kick the back of the car around. And then I'm back on the gas. Alright, I'm coming as wide as I can. Look for those little black stripes. And then I'm going to try and keep the left wheels on that rumble strip. Looking for this line. Left wheels on the rumble strip. And then I'm gassing out. Alright, up here, I'm braking just after I pass this rumble strip. Brake, brake, brake. Trying to straddle this bump best I can. Left wheel's all the way out here. Right wheel's on the rumble strip. I'm going to do a little lift right here and try and take this as tight as I can to make this part as straight as I can. As I'm coming up to here, I'm looking for this gap. Depending on my speed, somewhere in that gap is where I'm going to start braking. Back on the gas before that bollard. Alright, let's go ahead and jam through this. I'll slow down a little bit before we actually get to the braking zone. Alright, so my braking point here is just after that rumble strip starts, the red and white candy cane. I'm braking, braking, braking. I'm trying to straddle that silly thing, and I'm trying to straddle this silly thing on the way out, too. Alright, so that completes a lap. Oh, the bean's in here now. Okay. So that completes a lap that we've done. So let's run through this again. I'm going to keep narrating. I understand there's a delay, so it's probably a little confusing to you. Look for this timing line. Brake, brake, brake. Braking kind of straight as I can. Maybe a little bit of a later turn in. Right here, back on the gas. Maybe just come out as wide as you need to there. Setting up for the entry to this corner right here. Brake, brake, brake. Alright, so let's just keep speeding it up just a tiny bit so we can start getting some feel of what's actually happening here. Yeah, speeding up just a little bit, not too much. We'll just add a little bit more throttle, a little bit more speed. We're still going to hit our points though. Look for this gap, depending on the speed. Hit the brakes whenever you feel is appropriate. You'll get a better feel for it as we keep going. Alright, before we get there, I'm going to lift, just so we don't enter too quickly. Remember, we're looking for this line, break in a straight line. A little bit later turn in than maybe what you think. Alright, let's pick it up a little bit more still. Ah, where'd you go? Alright, just after the candy cane starts, we're going to 100% brake, 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 all the way to the turn in. That's alright, good job. Good job, good save. Alright, Jones, let's do this since there's a little bit of a communication delay. Why don't you hop out and spectate me, and that way I can talk a little more right now, a little more current about what it is that I'm doing and thinking. Here, I'll just come back. No, you know what? No, I'll stay out. Alright, so let me get up to speed here. Oops, don't pay attention to that. That was wrong. Okay. Coming up, judging my speed, braking in a straight line, maybe a little bit later turn in, accelerate before the bollard. You're going to get a little bit of throttle steer, so you got to control the throttle, because if you get on it too much, it's going to spin out, right? Alright, so up here, you've watched this a million times. I'm beginning my braking just after the candy cane starts. That's probably the smoothest I've ever taken it. I stay tight here because it's a straighter line. I see a lot of people going out wide there. I don't do it. Right or wrong, I don't know. Alright, start coming back around, looking for this line. Brake, brake, brake in a straight line. Start trailing off. Went just a little bit wide there. But the idea is to straighten this turn out as much as possible. Alright, come out a little bit wide. Oops, a little bit too wide there. Alright, so when I let off the gas there on that rumble, you know what? I'm going to do a slow lap. Let's talk through a slow lap. How about that? That makes a lot more sense. So when I cross this start finish line, I like to be at about 100 miles an hour. That's going to kind of tell me where my braking point is up in front of me. All right, so here I'm going to start braking probably right about oops, scratch. Probably right about here is where I'm going to start braking. All right, hard on the brakes, 100%. I'm in fourth. I'm down to second. All right, and then I've got kind of a late downshift into first to try and straddle this. All right, and then I can grab second on the way out. So here, I'm turning in just after this black mark starts to curve. So let me back up and look at that again. I'm in third, just about right here. So if we look, my left tires are on that black mark. That's where I'm going to whip it in. And what I'm doing is I'm aiming to be here, basically as close to this wall as I can. Right tires on the, what's it called here, on the rumble strip. So that as I come out here, I'm going to let off, I'm going to whip it back to the right, and I'm going to let it coast for a little bit. This is a visual thing that I really don't have any sort of a visual reference to make. It's just more of a feel thing. I'm letting off in third to come back around to the right, and as I'm coming back around, there's a point where I grab fourth and I'm powering out. All right, powering out. Up here, depending on how well that went, I'm probably going to start braking about halfway through here. Braking in a straight line, And then, oh, I was just driving, I wasn't. All right, and then right about here, I'm going to start getting back on the throttle. Now, the reason I'm on the throttle here is because I do want to accelerate, but not too much on the throttle, because in this car especially, you'll just spin out. All right, so you're coming back on the throttle. You are getting some throttle turn coming out of that turn because the rear wheels are spinning up a little bit. It's going to kind of start sliding out a little bit. All right, I'm going to let Labine go in front of me, and I'm going to show you something. Right here is where I judge my speed. Where this asphalt, anything special with revving out this car, I tend to shift just above the, it depends on fuel saving or not. I've tried a couple different things on this straight particularly, and for this car particularly, whether you shift above the gear indicator or whether you shift at 100% of the rev bar, not the rev limiter at 8,000, but the rev bar. So whether I shift here or I shift here, and kind of anywhere in that zone, I tend to have the same speeds. So I'm getting about the same speed, but if I shift a little bit lower, I save some fuel. Okay? All right, so let me get back here. Oh, is that it? No, it's back here still. There it is. So right here where this asphalt changes color, if I'm at 144 or 145, I know that I, for me, have done pretty good at getting out of that corner back behind us. Hey, Portal Corner. Jones and I are doing a Learn with Beecham session. So right here, 144, 145 miles an hour, if I'm at that speed, I know that my braking marker up here is going to be consistent. And by consistent, what I mean is I'm going to start braking just after my nose passes this red and white. Alright, so I'm maybe here, where my back into my car, what I think about is my back into my car is passing this white stripe here, where it goes from the teal to the white. Alright. I'm braking at 100%, braking at 100%, braking at 100%, and then hang on a sec, let me get out of the way of Labine. He's going to be coming up behind me here in a second. Then I'll show you what's next. Throughout what, drones? Throughout what turn or where? Where do you mean? No, 100% the whole way. No, so from here, all the way, 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 all the way to about here. Oops. About here, I'm at 100%. What I'm looking for is this bollard on the left of my screen getting close to the edge of my screen. Might be a little bit different for you, different screen, different whatever, right? So your mileage may vary. So here's where I'm going to start letting off and turning in. Ideally, what I want to do is I want to straddle this bump so that I can get over here, snap it back, and straddle this bump and power out. Right? Did you see how smooth that looked? It looked smooth to me anyway. The line anyway. Alright, so any questions about that chicane before I leave? Ow! Yeah. Execution, absolutely, man. Alright, so again, here I'm powering out. I'm going straight down this teal line. Some people go a little bit wider. I don't know that it works. I don't know that my way works. Do what you want to do, right? Want to let Labine pass? Yeah, see, he's going wide. I don't think it's necessary. So I'm coming in, coming in, coming in. I'm aiming for this marker here in front of me, and then I'm going to start turning, looking for this line. Coming in, trying to hit 70 miles an hour. Okay, let me slow that down. I'm sorry. I can't talk as fast as I think I can. Alright, so just underneath this this bridge that's just up above me, there's this shadow right here. Just before this shadow, before this bridge, I want to get back on and start powering out. Alright, trying to do that. Alright, so let's look at this again. A little bit of a lift. That back end's going to kind of swing out a little bit. Alright, here the same thing. I'm going to lift so that back end gets a little unsettled and swings out a little bit. That's going to rotate the car a bit. Alright, let me see if I can do this. Kind of at speed. Alright, I missed it, but that's okay. Snap it in, lift. Lift. Wait for the car to come back underneath you. I grab fourth and power out. Brake. Turn in. Try to get on before that bollard. Alright, up here I'm going to brake, 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 brake. Snap it in. Hopefully straddle that bump, which is going to set me up to straddle the next bump. So let's see if I can pull this off. Okay, my speed's... Okay. Well, you know what that's supposed to be. Alright, this is where I'm at. Aiming for that marker, start swinging in. Oops, a little wide, that's okay. Kind of sets me up okay for this. Yeah, you know what I mean. You know. Little lift, let that back end kind of kick around. Hopefully sets me up for this exit. Hopefully. Alright, let's see. Tires are kind of going off too. I'm going to go through that section again. I want you to watch my throttle, okay? When I come back around. Yep, I'm accelerating. I'm walking the mile. 144 right there. So I know I had a decent exit. Okay, not terrible, not great. Good line. Need to make it faster. Do you see how I entered that a little bit straighter? That made that braking zone just a little bit better. Just better enough to where I can actually get on the brakes 100% pretty confidently. And my tires are going, but let's do this anyway. Alright, watch my throttle through turn 2, 3, 4. A bit of a lift there. A little bit of a lift there, a little feather. Alright, so my tires are going, so it's not really being awesome, but you kind of get an idea, right? And I have a great appreciation right now for Led's lap guides. For explaining himself in such a way that people are going to understand. Because not having the experience of explaining to people is an interesting experience. Alright, I'm watching you. Let's see what you got, White Shadow. Yeah, Mustard, actually that's something that I'm trying to break my habit of. I use first gear for some rotation. but I do need to grab a higher gear sooner, especially in this car. Like right here, where we're watching drones, I think second would have been appropriate there. So here, I downshift into second and then grab first so that I can straddle that curve back there. And then power out, hopefully in second. There you go. Nice, nice throttle, nice throttle, nice throttle. Yeah, get a feel for that. Yeah, very nice. And then here, the only reason I stay in first is to get some throttle rotation on the car. Which I could probably do in second too, just as easily. .143 at that strike. I think you brake a little late, right? Yep, you broke. Oh, nice. Very nice. Never mind. Yeah, so a little bit of throttle control through that chicane, right? Do whatever you want to here. Doesn't matter to me. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. You know what? How soon is soon, Mustard? Because I was going to end at 8, but then I got into a little session with drones. There you go. Nice and straight. Good. 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 Okay, a little wide, right? I get a little more on that right curb. Let that ass end kick around a bit. Do what you want to. Just telling you what I do. 10. I'll stick around. Fuck it. I'll stick around. I'm here. I'm here for it. Let's go. Enter a little bit wider there. Yep, nice. Nice. Okay. Okay. 25.5, not too bad. Yep, turned in a little bit too early, so your exit was compromised. You're still gonna get the speed though, but you lost some time back there in that corner. So, as always, anything I say is my opinion. Do what works for you, right? Yeah, you did. You absolutely did. Yeah, 100% all the way down. All the way to first gear. 100% braking. Awesome. Okay. So you're at a 56.4 already. I don't know if that was a hero lap or if that's your pace, but that's not awful. Nice. There you go. So you had the lift there so you can make that turn, right? If you come out wider to come in straighter, that helps. There you go, lift, yep, and that's, yeah man, yeah. Oh, I also just realized there's a delay, so you're hearing my comments too late. Good. Yep. Good speed, good speed. Alright, so back there on that right-hander you turned into early. Or let me say that a different way. You could have set up wider for that turn to have a better entrance. .143 at that line. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah, and then fill your way through that. That's just a bunch of braille to me. I have no idea what I'm doing there. Yep. Good exit. Wide. Yeah, you're trying stuff. Good. Yeah, man. I mean... it's not terrible. It's just getting it right. What's up, Bailey? You coming in or what? Oops. Friggin' Paul came in and said at 54.2 and then left. Gotcha. Drones is about to be our next reserve driver for WERA. I said about to be. About to be. You still 4K away, Jones? There you go. Too soon on the brakes there. On the turn in. Still fussing with that turn. Whoa. Vizio and Mav? Dang, dude. freaking drones. Felt pretty good. I'm still not hundo happy with it, but it felt good. Too late. Terrible entry. to change over to mediums, and then get 12 laps. early. Felt like in this shape. See you, drones. That's what I'm talking about. I think that was the best corner shape I've had all night. Oh. Yeah, man. Whatever works for you, right? That's a pretty popular car. Kind of hoping it gets nerfed mid WERA season. I hear you, man, Mustard. I've been struggling all night tonight, honestly. I should be mid 54s. And I'm not. Oops. Yeah, definitely brake sooner there, Mustard. Nice. That was pretty. Interesting. Oops. toss it over back to the right. Mustard, it looks like you rest your foot on the brake pedal. Or your brake pedal has something going on with it. Or the telemetry I'm seeing is weird. One or the other, or both, or all. If you go back and watch the last 15, maybe like 30 seconds of the video, you'll see what I was seeing. I don't know if it's bad telemetry, brand new pedals. Oh, okay. I was kind of hoping it was just bad telemetry though. Did you get the SimNet? Was that you that was talking about getting the SimNet pedals? Yeah, SimNet. Well, so like I said, just watch. I mean, probably have to go back like another 2 minutes from right now. Go back minus 2 minutes and just watch. It's just the ABS lights kicking on. The brake trace is coming on. I don't know if it's, like I said, bad telemetry or if it's actually happening, but something, I was seeing something. Hopefully I'm wrong. Yeah, you're welcome for the laps, buddy. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, sorry we couldn't spend more time together. I think my strategy is going to be 13 medium, 12 medium, and 6 soft. I think that's what I'm going to end up going with. I've got to do a few more calculations to see if I can do something different, but I don't think that I can. Sear Cat, thanks for stopping by, buddy. I'm actually, now that I look at the data, I wonder if I can do like, maybe do like 16 medium and then do 2 softs. Let me look at that. 12, 12, 7. Let me look at 12. I'm sorry. 17, 7, 6. Okay, that's okay. I don't know if that's gonna work. Maybe 17, 7, 7. Yeah, I don't know. That might be pushing the mediums. Yeah, I think it's gonna end up being 13, 12, 6. And what'd you say? 12, 12, 7? Okay. Oh, that actually makes some sense too, huh? 12, 12, 7, get one more lap on the softs, one less on the mediums. Okay. Yeah, because my softs were going to 8 fairly comfortably. I was thinking 6 would be like, you know, go time life of a soft. Yeah, okay. All right, Mustard. I'm gonna cruise out of here. Shut this down. Thanks for stopping by the stream and the lobby. Mucho preach. I don't think either one of you know 100 subscriber race at Le Mans on Saturday, 1500 GMT. If you go to my Discord, you can sign up. The only reason I have the Discord is to sign up for this race, and I probably won't use it again. I'll probably just end up using SimGrid. But if you want to do a race on Saturday, I got something going on at 9 Central. That includes you, Saragon. Even though you can't hear me, go to the thing. Oh my gosh. All right, y'all. I'm shutting down for the night. I'll see you whenever I see you. Have a good night, guys. See ya, Jones. Later, everybody. Have a good night.